Hello everyone, welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. My name is Laura, and today we are going to be making a soap with a masculine fragrance. So it's going to be a men's soap, and we're going to put in some pumice and um, make it a little bit scrubby. I thought that would be fun. We will also be cutting the acorn and squirrel soap and see how that came out. Hi Barb, welcome. Hi Stacy, welcome. I'm just getting my gloves on here. Just gonna move a couple things out of the way. So let's get the cutter pulled forward. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Okay, just pull this soap out. I'm going to try to take it out of the mold without damaging the acorns. Okay. It flew by. It's always how it is. The weekends seem to go faster than days when you're working. Excuse me. So I'm just trying to get this out gently. The soap feels a little bit soft on the corner, so I'm trying not to damage it more than I have to. Although those ends get cut off anyway, but still. Okay, there we go. Boop. That's how it looks on the bottom. It's kind of cool. It's a neat color combination, that orange with the green. And yeah, Barb, I did. Thank you. My weekend was pretty good. Got a lot of work done, so that was good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is carefully line this up. Just waiting for the next 2 weeks to go by so you can be on vacation. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Vacations are always great. Okay, so this smells really good, by the way. This smells like apple. I keep smelling apple and thinking, what's that? Oh yeah, the fragrance. So this is really good. Um, very, very fresh and bright scent, and it just smells like really, it's clean and juicy and appley. It's great. I like this fragrance a lot. Okay, really enjoying this one. Every time I walk by and smell it, it's like a very bright scented, like of an apple, not just juicy. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is line this up so I don't accidentally cut any of the acorns. And it looks like the problem is the two on the ends here are overhanging slightly. So the outside edge of those acorns might get caught. I'm not sure. Uh, Maybe if I go this way slightly. Okay. I'll look at it from above. Get the lights out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, this might be okay. Let's see. Oh, I just missed it. Perfect. Okay. All right. Great. So we got that cut. Hi, Patty. Welcome. Okay. So that went well. So we didn't cut any of the cute things on top. Let's pull out one of the bars and see how it looks inside. Oh, there's a squirrel. Okay, good. So that did turn out good. So the squirrel is in there. He's got these cool like autumn leaf colors. Okay, good. I'm glad the squirrel is not turned over. I was worried about that. Sometimes when you put in the embeds. Oh yeah, and this is how the top looks. But yeah, sometimes when you put the embeds in, you never know what you're gonna get. So right, here's the one in the middle. So that's the mirror side of the last one we saw. Here's this one. There's a little squirrel. Super cute squirrel. And there's the top. All right. And then here's the mirror side of the one we just cut. You see all the pretty colors. And there's the other squirrel. Oh, that's kind of cool. He got surrounded by the dark green, so he really stands out. And then there's the top of that one. So that turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with that. And then here are the sample pieces that I cut up for samples. Got a couple of squirrels sitting in the trees. You like the colors, Barb? I like these. I'm really into the fall color thing, so this is super. I like this a lot. Try to get this to my camera's at an angle again, so it's not showing up quite how I want it to. It's all crooked. I try fixing it real quick because it's starting to bother me a little bit. I want to make sure that you guys, or that I stay in frame so you guys can see me. Let me just see if I can fix it without making it worse. It's kind of better. Good enough, I guess. Yep, you absolutely can if you want, Barb. They're going to be curing for a little bit, and then usually I try to do 6 to 8 weeks, unless they're ready before then. Um, they can they can cure quicker than that, but most of the time, the longer you leave a soap, regardless of if it's ready before then or not, the longer you leave it, the better quality the soap is. Like it lasts longer because it's had a longer drying time and all that. So I try really hard to give it all the time it needs. I might have to do this color scheme again. I really like it. The problem is that I would want to do it all year round, and I know usually people want things to match the seasons. There we go. Okay, so those guys are on the curing rack now. Oh, we still needed a little oval one. I'll pop that out in a second. Oh, I'm so glad you like them, Barb. It's always good to know that you guys like the soaps. And if you guys ever have any feedback, let me know. I can always, it is possible to make changes. So, if there's something I'm doing that I could improve on, I'd like to hear about it. All right. So we got some of the soap down here. I'm just getting it off the table real quick, because now my table's going to smell like apple. That's perfect. That's going to smell really nice. Until I wash it, So for a couple hours, I guess it'll smell really nice. Okay. Let me get this out of the way, and then we can do the individual oval bar. Be right back. Okay. There we go. A little oval bar is in this mold still. I have to pop it out. Let me just get everything out of the way. Here we are. So, ta-da! We got the little squirrel with the leaves, and a little bit of that gold that I decided to. Oh, excuse me. I decided to see how it would look with a gold shimmer. I'm glad I didn't put it on the main bar. I think that the colors really kind of hold their own. I don't think it needed the gold. And there's the bottom of that. So you got that really, really pretty colors. The oranges and greens are really pretty fall colors. And on the side, you can see all the swirls. That's kind of cool. I'm really glad that turned out. And then you got the top. Whoops, upside down. A little squirrel with the leaves. Hi, Wanda. Welcome. Wanda, I think you missed the main soap. Let me go pull one out for you so you can see it. I'm going to put this here. So, Wanda, oh, you don't like that mold? The one that Wanda used? I still have to see that video she made. Okay, so here's how the soap came out. Since I think you missed the cut, Wanda, so when I did the cut, there's the squirrel up there, and then the fall colors. And here's the other side of that same squirrel. I got a little bit of the green on him. When I when I play in the soaps, that'll come off. Just some of the green soap from me touching it. And then here's the top. We got the acorn and yellow leaves. So let me go ahead and put this back on the shelf. Just a moment. Okay, I'm just putting this back on the shelf. One sec here. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside and we can get started. You're always late. That's okay, Wanda. I know not everybody can always make these lives, so at least you can watch the replay if you ever miss them. So I leave the replays up. Yeah, the squirrel is really cute. It was Barb's idea. She came up with the suggestion. Okay, so here is what I'm planning to make. I want to do like a men's soap. So I chose this color. It's dark navy blue. It looks almost black, but it is actually a really, really dark blue. It's super pretty in the soap. It looks really cool. And then I want to do the other part of the soap, just like the normal like soap color. I don't want to add any color to it. Or maybe we can add a little bit of white to lighten it. But the fragrance I want to use is this. It's called Pheromone. And it's listed as a masculine fragrance, but it's very, I think it's more gender neutral, but it is very cologne like. The description they have of it is, let's see here, it has sage and mint. It's not too earthy, and it's clean with a hint of exotic. So that's how they describe that. And it does have kind of like a cologne scent to it. Hi, Shauna, welcome. You made it on a Tuesday. No, this is Monday still. I know the feeling though. Man, I get all turned around all the time. So that's the color I was going to go for. And then I have this pumice in here. And I thought we'd add a little bit of pumice to the oils before we add the lye water and fragrance and stuff, because it makes the soap a little bit scrubby, kind of like a extra exfoliating. But it's really good if you this is good for anybody really, but if for somebody who works outside, or they get their hands dirty a lot with whatever they're doing with their projects, the pumice kind of helps scrub off all of that stuff. So it's not, it's more coarse than like a clay. It's like more aggressive, but not as aggressive as the like the walnut shells that I use. The grit is a little bit smaller, so it's kind of in between those two. And I think I will use a little bit of the white, because I want the soap to be kind of like a white color or off-white color, and then blue instead of like a cream blue. So we'll put in some of the white. You like pumice and soap, Shauna? Me too. I have a couple different pumice soaps that I make that people seem to like, so I figured we'd give it a go in this one. Might as well. We're going to do the heat transfer method again, and of course it's really cold today, so my olive oil and stuff is liquid, but everything else is solid. I'm going to put my face shield on so I don't forget later. And let's see here. Oh, and don't let me forget, guys. At the end of this, I want to show you the molds that I need to rehome, and see if you guys can use any of them, because I can't use all of them. And every time I think I will, I end up using something else. And so I realize that I'm just hanging on to them for the sake of hanging on to them, and I'm not actually going to probably ever use them. So, um, like the glaciers in Alaska. Yeah, yeah, probably a lot. Hopefully, well, actually, I was going to say less oily, but probably not. There's a lot of oil in Alaska. Is the pumice already in the container? Not yet. Right now, this is just oil. I'll be adding the pumice in a minute, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, let me go ahead and try blending some of this in. Oh, and before I forget, you guys, leave a link in the chat somewhere, either in the chat now or in the comments, with your like social media or your Facebook or your, YouTube or whatever. If you guys like, make stuff and you want to show it, go ahead and add that in so that people can find you. And that way we can all follow each other's channels. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is such a small batch. And I have a lot of hard oils in here. I have a lot of like coconut oil and palm oil and stuff. Even though the lye will probably melt all this just fine, I just don't want there to be any chance, because I don't want to have to start over. I don't think that's going to happen, but It only takes a couple extra seconds to blend it beforehand. So there's a big chunk of unmelted oil in there. Get that out. But either way, that's good enough. It's now you can see it's kind of like creamy, like maybe like a melted buttercream or something. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix the lye. Let me just see what you guys are saying real quick. You have that same problem, Shauna, with the molds. I know, right? I tend to get little molds for like embeds and stuff, and then they end up being like too big or something. There's some problem, some reason why I can't use them, and but then I end up keeping them because I'm like, well, I don't want to, I don't want to throw them away, but I'm not going to use them, and then I need to find more soapers so that I can share my extra molds with them. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, the lye. Okay, so it's weird that you can't just click on people's usernames to their channel. I know, it's really weird. I don't know why it is like that, but um maybe maybe one day they'll let us like have a feature we can turn on to do that. All right, so normally I have the lye, like if you've seen my old lives, I would have all the lye mixed and everything. Since I'm going to be doing it on here, I'm just going to do my normal PSA. Um, the lye, you want to wear gloves, wear like a face shield or goggles or something when you mix it. It's going to get hot, so be aware of that. In fact, let me get that. I have like a little soaping towel that I'll put it on sometimes until it cools off. And it's up to you if you want to wear long sleeves or not. People have different theories about that. Some people say it protects your arms. Other people say if you spill the lye on your sleeve, then it's clinging to your body and you can't get it off. You have to take your shirt off, and it's like a whole thing. So just use your own judgment and do what's best for you in that regard. I do recommend closed-toed shoes though, and yeah. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, do this in a well-ventilated area. So, and always add your lye to the water, not the other way around. So this lye water already has the lye water already has the sea salt and sugar dissolved in it. Undo that so it's not scratchy. And let me just see what you guys are saying really quick. Oh yeah, you guys are talking about the comments. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the lye in here. Let's just turn this on. Really, Scale? This is a bad time for you to misbehave. Okay, there it is. All right. Scale thinks he's got a mind of his own. I'll show him. Actually, I'll just replace it if it really gets to that point. Okay. All right. So added that, and then I just kind of, you can stir it with stainless steel or plastic or whatever. I just, swirl it. This is such a small amount of lye that this completely works fine for me. But you may want to stir it with a spoon or something, or anything that's not like aluminum. You can use like plastic. You can use certain plastic. Some will melt. You can use stainless steel. You can use like a wooden spoon, although the wood will get eaten up by the lye eventually. So just keep that in mind. Or you can just do what I do and swirl it. When I have a very, very large amount that I have to mix, like when I do my wholesale order or something, I will use like a giant, either like stainless steel whisk and just kind of slowly stir it, or use a big spatula and just kind of do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and put this. It doesn't let you do links unless you're a moderator. I should probably assign some moderators. I keep thinking I should do that and then just forgetting. And let me get this in here. Oh, and before I forget, when you first mix the lye into the water, it's usually a little bit cloudy where you can't see your hand through the bottom. You let it sit for a couple minutes, and then that clears up, and that's when I know I can use it. What I'm going to do is go ahead and add the pumice to here before I forget. So I just store my pumice in one of these little plastic containers like I showed you. I have a little cup in here, and this is just one of those biodegradable plastic cups, and that way I can easily scoop it out. So that's a little under a tablespoon. I don't want a whole lot because you don't need much. It's so fine that it disperses really well in the soap, and then I just store it in this like plastic container, and that just keeps the dust off of it and whatnot. it doesn't spoil because it's literally just like ground up rocks or whatever. So it's not going to spoil, but the plastic just keeps dust and moisture away from it. Let's see. Hi, Gail. Welcome. Let's see here. I'm just giving the lye a couple more seconds. Let me just mix in this pumice. And like I said before, the fragrance that I use whenever I do these little bottles, almost always these are fragrances I have not used before. So I do not know how it's going to behave in the soap. The soaping notes say that it behaves well. It doesn't accelerate. I'm getting the pumice off my table here, so I don't sand my table down unintentionally. Let's see. Yep, that's clear. I can use that now. But I haven't used this fragrance before. It's supposed to behave, but I always just kind of give that warning ahead of time, because the recipe that they use to test the fragrances may not be the same as the recipe you're using to soap with. So just keep that in mind. Oh, and I do have my mold here, because everybody knows I've forgotten that before. So I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there's like little tiny specks in the soap. And when I stir this, I can feel the grit in there. So that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add this lye. Once I put that lye in here, I can't, like, I have to be careful, because if I slow down or if I stop too much, then it can, solidify if anything goes wrong. So I'm going to have to be quick after that. I'm just going to double check the chat really quick. Your first time here, Gail? Well, welcome. Glad you're here. Happy and educational channel. I try to be educational. And also, since you're new, a lot of times the soaps I make are suggestions from people who are in the chat. So if you ever want to see like a certain design, or see a fragrance made or used, or anything, colors, whatever, any type of soap, let me know. And if I can accommodate it, I will make the soap. I've done a lot of soaps here just from suggestions from other people. So it makes it a lot of fun for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the lye now. And this is nice and warm, so it should melt the hard oils in here. I'm just going to stir it, and you should see the oil start to go clear. That's them melting. So see how it's like all clear? It's like a translucent color now, or shade. And then there's a lump of that oil that didn't melt, so I'm just going to blend that real quick. Okay, that's looking better. I'm just going to do little bits of stick blending to make sure the hard oil gets mixed in. And the difference between the hard and soft oil is the hard oils are solid at room temperature. So things like coconut oil and palm oil are hard oils, and then soft oils are liquid at room temperature. So things like olive oil and avocado oil are soft oils, and they do affect the soap. If you want a hard bar, like physically, like you hold it and it just feels like really, really solid, the more hard oils you use, the harder the bar will be. And the hard oils also tend to make the soap last longer in the shower. That's why most people use them. And the softer oils tend to dissolve, like the soaps that are made with soft oils tend to dissolve more quickly. Okay, I'm going to set this aside here for the color, the blue that we're going to be pouring off. What my plan is to make the bar the white, kind of that off-white color at the bottom, and then pour the blue on top. And then if I have any like leftover white or something, maybe put it on top and do a design or texture or something. So that's the idea. Yeah, Barb, there's so many interesting things about the oils. Like, they all do different things. Like soap made with just coconut oil is extremely cleansing, like to the point where your skin is going to be like not moisturized at all. It'll be so stripped. But if you add extra coconut oil to the soap, like more coconut oil than you need to make the soap, that's like whenever I say like super fatting, that's what I mean. You're adding like extra. Whenever you do that, then the soap becomes very moisturizing and very cleansing. So it won't strip your skin of the oils. Okay, there we go. I just want a little bit for the blue. So let's go ahead and mix that. Oh, and we can add in some of the fragrance as well. Um, when I was reading reviews of this, like people who used it, they all said kind of the same thing, that the fragrance was like strong, but not necessarily in a bad way. So a lot of people said they used less than they would for compared to other fragrances, or at least that's how I understood it. So I'm going to add a little bit less than I normally would and see, because yeah, right out of the bottle, it is really, really, really strong. So, and this one is, I think I told you already, Dark Navy Blue by Nurture Soap. It looks black, but it is actually a blue. I don't know if that's coming out, but it's on camera. But and if you guys want anything from Nurture Soap, I do have an affiliate link down below. If you want, you can use that. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just helps me out a little bit. Okay. They have really good colors and fragrances and biodegradable glitter and everything. Okay, so see how that's a really nice, like dark blue. I don't even need to add any more than that, I don't think. No. Maybe a tiny bit more. It's dark enough, but I feel like I want it to have a little bit. It might just be, this might just be my face shield with the light reflecting off of it. I don't know. I'll add a tiny sprinkle more. And hopefully I will not dump the color in like I sometimes do. Okay, there we go. Just a tiny bit. I used this color before in one of my other soaps, and it's really nice and bold. I really like this color. I just don't always have a soap that needs like a dark blue, like a super dark blue. But if I do, and I think it was like one of the Firefly soaps or something that I did this on. But yeah, if I do like soaps that are supposed to look like nighttime or something, this is a good color to use. Okay, that looks good. We'll stop there. All right, let me go ahead and put the fragrance in here. This is already starting to thicken up. Let me see if it's separating though. I don't know. It's sketchy. So you guys are talking about dog shampoo. I made I do have a like dog soap that's made for getting the dogs really, really clean. The main difference I found when I was researching it is that you have to find oils that are safe for the dogs. That was really the only thing I saw that was um, really important. And then just determine what you're trying to do with the dog shampoo. Like, do you want oatmeal in it? Do you want charcoal in it? Do you want whatever? And just make sure that those ingredients are safe for the dogs. I was pretty surprised by the types of oils that dogs could be that were like toxic to dogs. Of course, they're not eating it, but if they lick themselves after you bathe them and there happens to be some of that oil on there, that would be kind of scary. Okay, so I just put a little bit of the white in here. Let me just see how much that lightens it up. Yeah, that's totally fine. I just didn't want it to be like cream colored with the blue on top. I wanted it to look a little bit lighter. Okay. Let me just see what you guys are saying about it. You like dog shampoo so much that you use it as a body wash? It must be some good dog shampoo. I used to work for a dog groomer a long time ago, and we had some really cool shampoos. And I remember when I would look at they were in liquid form, and they were concentrated, so we had to dilute them. But I remember thinking, oh, it'd be really cool to figure out how to make these soaps. And of course, now I'm making soap, so I can if I want. It's kind of interesting sometimes when you go back, like in life, when you think something, and then like many, many years later, you're like, oh, I was wondering if I'd ever do this, 10 years ago. I'm just smelling this. Okay, this is a good level of fragrance, I think. I think those people were right. Um, all the ones who left reviews about this being a little bit too strong when if you use it like at a rate you normally would for some fragrances. And I think also my experience just talking to guys who have bought my soap before, a lot of times they don't like the fragrance to be super, super strong. But this does have a very like cologne type smell to it. I think if somebody just handed it to you and didn't tell you it was intended to be a men's soap, like you wouldn't get that vibe from it. It just smells It smells really good. But if somebody was like, "Oh, this is men's," you'd be like, "Oh yeah, it does smell kind of like cologne," you know. Once somebody puts that thought in your head. I think this is mixed plenty, by the way. I think I'm just messing around now at this point. Okay, let's set that down. I want to make sure this is mixed well enough. I don't want it to separate. If it does, we'll end up with a light blue soap because I'll just blend it again. Okay, I'm going to scrape this off. But this is a really nice fragrance. This would make a really good body soap, um, because of the kind of cologne type scent it has. But it would still be good as a hand soap because nothing wrong with your hands smelling good, and also because of the pumice, it's like very scrubby and cleaning. And as you know, we can only ever say that our soaps will get you clean. Okay, so there's that batter there for that one. Let me see here. Hi, Lorna. Oh, you're leaving already? You've been up since 4 this morning. Wow. Yeah, get some sleep. Thank you for stopping by. You like the white, Gail? I always like it when the white comes out really nice and creamy looking. Sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. But I put a lot of olive oil in the soap, so it always has kind of like a, when it's in liquid form, it has kind of like that yellowish greenish tint from the olive oil, but then it tends to lighten up over time. Okay. I'm just tapping out the air bubbles, also known as annoying the neighbors. Okay, I think this is enough blue to fill this. Can I make you some Star Showers bath salts? Yes, we can absolutely make Star Showers bath salts. I may have to get the salt. When do you need it? Like, do you want me to have it done in the next couple of days, or? Because I can definitely make it. So that's done. Get this wiped off. I'm gonna get the soap batter off of this so I can use it to scrape out the blue. All right. Just getting that off of there. Let me just read what you're saying here. You ran out of the bath salts last night. Oh no. Okay, no rush. Yeah, I'll put it on my list and make sure I get it made for you. Sure thing. What fragrances are in it? This one is the fragrance in this one. This is called Pheromone. It's by Nurture Soap. It's the one that has that cologne smell. It's not overpowering. It smells really good. It's like I think the notes when I read it is like sage and something. I can go double check in a second here once I get this poured in. Okay, so it looks like we can put some more white on top. That'll be cool. I want to do the texture on top of the fork. I think that would be good. I was going to do swirls, and I thought, well, maybe the fork would be less feminine looking. Or just leave it completely plain, but I have to keep messing with it. It's no fun if I don't get to mess with it. Oh, actually, that pretty much filled right to the top. Maybe I don't want to. Well, You know what I'll do? I'll add a little bit of like stripes of color going across, and then I could drag my fork through it. Oh, there we go. Just add the rest of this blue so I don't waste anything. Well, that's like completely perfect. I feel silly now almost just adding anything, but oh, thank you, Gail. You like my personality. Well, thank you so much. Let's see here. It says pheromone. Okay, so it's got sage and mint, but it's not too earthy. And I agree with that. It's not. This is not an earthy scent, even though it's got the sage and stuff in it. And it doesn't smell like pepper or mint forward. Like sometimes when you add mint to something, it overpowers everything else. It's not like that at all. Like trying to smell and see. Yeah, I mean it's like there in the background. I think that's what's giving it that kind of like bright scent. And then the sage is there, but the sage is really kind of mellowing out the peppermint or the mint. I mean, see what you're saying here, guys. Nice and fun to chat with. I'm the best. You guys are so sweet. Okay, let me just put in some white on top. I could have left this alone. I probably should have, but you know how it is when you're doing a project, you just want to add something to the top. That's how this is right now. You know what I could do is leave it just squiggly like this. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. I should probably, I should probably add the texture. Okay. Although we could one day do like a squiggly top soap and do all the soaps with weird designs like this. All right, so here's the +1 fork of texture, and we're just going to drag this down like this. Let me get more. Right at the top. Right here, there's like a little spot that I didn't get. There we go. All right, and so hopefully this will add some sort of visual interest to the top. Whoops, I pushed it. Oh well. I'll clean the fork off. It doesn't need, this does not need to be fixed. There's nothing really wrong with it, but since I know I made a mistake, there we go. I pushed the fork down too hard. There we go, that's better. And then it should clean off the fork in between so that it doesn't, the soap batter doesn't drag. Kind of like it was trying to right there. Okay. And here. And then we'll get the edge, even though this edge is probably going to get cut off just in case. There we go. Okay, so now it's not just a plain design on top. See, it's got like little drag marks, but it's not like ultra feminine. But this is I still say this is more of like a gender neutral fragrance, but I can definitely see why somebody would like their man to smell this way. Or if they're a guy, if they would like to smell this way. So either way, it is a good choice. I'm just going to clean this up. And then here's the mold that we just used to pull out that other soap. Got some soap crumbs in here from pulling the soap out. Let me just get the soap crumbs out and we'll put the little leftovers from the individual bar in here. Let me just see. You like that blue? Me too. It's a really nice blue. It's really nice and dark. Stacy has an Instagram and she makes like tumblers and she does diamond paintings and she has a cool cat. Yeah, it's Wanda's Blessed Creations from Wanda's channel. And she's got a lot of cool like resin stuff on there and she makes decorations. She made a draining soap dish. And she has a lot of cool Halloween stuff that she's made because Halloween is fun. All the pretty fun colors. And she did some glow in the dark stuff and she got the Nurture Soaps glow in the dark mica and discovered that it behaves itself very well in resin. So kind of curious to see if their other micas will do well in resin. All right, so here is this bar. This one is just plain white. And we've got a little bit of batter left and not a whole lot of space. So what I'm going to do is just scrape this up in the bowl and get out whatever I can and just kind of pile it on top. So this will be like a little mounded soap. I did really well not over pouring this time in the mold, but that means I end up with a little bit extra in the individual bar, which is completely fine. This would be really good for gardening because it gets all the dirt off your hands. Or like if you work on cars, it helps gets the grease off. It scrubs. It's kind of like that orange goop stuff, but this is more like a solid form of the same thing. That lava or whatever it's called. All right, let me just turn. What I'm trying to do is spread this out so it's not just like a little iceberg. Although icebergs are fun. I'm gonna do iceberg soaps. I made a long time ago. I made that moon soap, the moonstone or whatever, and it had like things sticking out of it and stuff. That was kind of fun. Okay, there we go. And I'm just gonna keep going around, giving it a little bit of texture so it looks like it was like supposed to be this way. There we go. No one will know. So that's that. And then we just need to stick this in the oven. Oh, somebody asked me a question. This is if you go to Wanda's channel, post a comment that Cabbage Patch Soap sent you. You get your name in the monkey coconut for trunks. That's right. Wanda's got this monkey coconut head that she puts people's names in. It's pretty funny. That's how I always, when I first saw her channel and I saw her doing that, I was like, I never knew I needed a monkey coconut head in my life, but now I know. Okay, I'm gonna pull these gloves off because they've got soap batter on them. I'm gonna go grab the molds really quick and show you guys because some of these can be used for resin. One second. Okay. Oh, let me get this thing off my head. There we go. Nobody needs the stupid face shield in the way if I'm not mixing live. Okay, what do you guys think here? You were a singer when you were a lot younger? That's something I never learned how to sing, but I certainly admire the ones who can. Okay. So here is, sing it. I'm not singing anything, Wanda. No, I do not want to attract the dogs and break people's eardrums. Okay, so this is the first one. I'm trying to get the light to pick it up. It's clear, and it's got crosses. And originally I was going to use this as like embeds on top of my soaps, but they're too wide. So when I cut the bars, the arms of the cross get cut off. So I can't use it for what I wanted to. But I know, Shauna, that you have the soaps that where you put the embeds like on the front and you like glue them on with the soap. If you want this, I'll send it to you. I was going to use it for Easter, but then they just were a little bit too big. I think it's supposed to be one of those chocolate molds, but you can use it for melt and pour or for cold process. But if you use like cold or hot process in this, I would say to stick it in the freezer before you pop the crosses out, just so that they don't, because they'll bend when you try to pop them out. But let me know if you want it because I know for sure you would be able to use it on the front of your soaps. And I also have this one. Um, these are dusty. I've had them on my shelf for a while. I got this a couple years ago. This one is hitting the soap. This one is Christmas trees, and it's a mold. You pour the soap batter in here, and it's got the lines to show you where to cut. And so after you pop this brick out, you take like a knife and you cut it like this. But my knife skills are so bad, I was never actually able to do it. Like on any soap, I was never able to. So I never used this one because I was pretty sure that if I tried, I would just ruin the soaps. And the other problem is every time I go to use this mold is when it's too late to make the Christmas soaps. I always forget about it. So I've had this soap for like or this mold, I mean, for like 2 or 3 years, and I've literally never used it. It just sits on my shelf collecting dust. And then when I think, oh, I should use it and see if, even if it's out of season, just use it to see if I can cut. And I just like, I don't want to waste the soap batter to see if I can cut straight. So, Shauna, if you want this one, let me know too, because these would be good for you. I think you might have a steadier hand than I do, maybe. Um, Yeah, the Christmas trees are really cute. Some people will make like, say, like some green batter, a little tiny bit of green batter, and put it where the tree part is. So it's like upside down like this. So they fill the tree cavities with green, and then down here they'll put like brown for the dirt or whatever, and then they'll put like blue for the sky or white for snow or whatever, and it's kind of cool. Let's see. Shouldn't acquire any more molds. Okay, no problem. I completely understand. I am in the same boat. This one, I forget where I got this one. This one can be used for probably wax melts and resin. It's silicone, and it's all the parts to a Christmas castle. I mean, not Christmas, princess castle. And that's what it looks like on that side. So when you're done, you have a castle, but it's not. It's like all the pieces to a castle. So if this was resin, you might have to like, I don't know, glue it together, or maybe they could be like, if these were resin, I imagine you could drill a hole in the top of each of the pieces and put like fishing line and make like a mobile out of it or something, and have it be like in the shape and in the position of the castle. Um, Sing the monkey coconut baby. No, it's Wanda. Wanda is good at that. I am not good at getting the monkey coconut baby song. She's good at that. I have this one. This is again, this is candy mold. This is just silicone. It's the hearts from Minecraft or from other video games, like when you have a little heart symbol for like your life or whatever. Um, Makes those. And I got this and just again never even took it out of the package, but I've had that for a couple of years. Um, Let me see what you guys are saying here. Too bad the little girl in your life is too old for the princess castle. I know, right? Kids grow up too fast. You like the heart ones? Me too. I liked it too. That's why I grabbed it. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Um, this one just says happy birthday, and it's got like it's plastic. I don't know, maybe soap, maybe possibly. I don't think I've ever actually tried it. But this would be really good for soap dough. You could just press the soap dough in there, and then when you pull the soap dough out, that'd be. I know for sure it would work for that. And then I've got stars. These are sort of like those ice cube trays. It's silicone. And I think some of these I may have used. I think I did use the star one a long time ago. I have these. They make little teeny tiny squares. These are good for bath bombs. You can press, like if you make those bath bombs where they have like the exploding fizz in the middle where it like really really fizzes. You can press that stuff down in here, let it dry, pop it out, and then you have little tiny squares you could insert inside of your bath bombs so that they're like color bombs or whatever. You could put like blue and you only have like a white bath bomb, and then you have like red and blue of these little squares you put in there, and then as it melts, it makes a red, white, and blue like the flag or whatever. Um, I've used that. I've used these before. I don't know if I've used this particular mold. I've got a couple of them. The hearts are silicone, yes. You want the heart, Stacy? Sure, sure. I got pineapples. I did use this before. This is silicone also. I use these for embeds for the top of my soap a long time ago. It's got soap batter on it still. Gold soap batter. Still smells like pineapple. Or coconut actually. I think I fragrance was a coconut. I have some brains. I've got I have a whole bunch of these, and I've used these before. I just have extras. I bought more than I needed. Pumpkins. Still has the label on them and everything. Let's see what else have I got here. Um, these need to be washed. They're really dusty, but I have used these before as well. These are the little squares. They make like cubes, and I've used these for things like shower steamers. I've used them for like little like extra soap. I used to put my extra soap powder in here to have like a little cube of like leftover soap. That's what those work for. This one is this one's cute. Okay, I bet Wanda would like this one. Okay, so these are all the parts to like it's got dust, but it's got all the parts to the witch. It's got the witch's shoes, the hats, the brooms, and cauldrons. It's supposed to be an ice cube tray, but it's silicone. And so you could make ornaments out of it. Like some people make the Halloween trees. These are a good size for ornaments for a Halloween tree. Or you could, I don't know. I was even thinking I could do the car freshies, but I think they're a little bit small. A little bit too small for the car freshies. But you missed the pineapple one, Stacy. It's this. It's just a yellow pineapple shape, and it's got really deep cavities for the pineapple and then a shallow one for the leaves. So when you pop them out, the leaves look like they're coming out of the middle of the pineapple. It's kind of cute. I had that one a long time ago. That one I actually used, but I haven't used it since the first time I used it, and that was like 4 years ago. So more pumpkins. And I have a giant cube mold. This one is really dusty. I'd have to wash it before I sent it, but it's like the blue one, but it's got on the bottom here, you can see it's like beveled, and then it's got these great big cube molds. Um, I've got a bunch of these. These are individual rectangular molds, and these are usually used for soap. These are silicone also, but I have so many. This isn't even all of them. I still have more because I used to make the bars like individual like this, and then it just was too time consuming, so I switched to doing the other kind. Let's see. I got a couple more at the bottom here. I'll just pull them all out at once. This one's cute. It's a skeleton. It's all the parts of the skeletons. You got the skull, you got the rib cage, you got the hand over here, the hands on this side here, the feet, and then all the little connecting bones. So just like the castle, I mean, you could make all the individual pieces and drill holes, and then add like fishing line and assemble the skeleton. You have like a little hanging skeleton, or you could make ornaments out of it or something. And again, these are meant to be ice cube trays, so you could make ice and put it in your drink. But that would be kind of weird. I have this one. It's like teeth. It's better to see on this side. It's like vampire teeth, and and that one's kind of neat looking. And I got flowers. I've used this one a couple of times, but I have a better flower mold that I use now that works better for my mold size. They're just kind of like tropical flowers. And Then I got these. This one is bunnies, but it doesn't work as good as the other bunnies that I use to make the bunny soap. So I switched because these ones um there's two problems. One is that they're a little bit too big to put on top of the soap. I could put it inside the soap, but there's so few of these that I would have to make the bunnies, wait for them to set, unmold them, and make another set before I would have enough to put inside the soap. And so that's why I stopped using it. But it's a really cute bunny mold. So those are all the ones I have. So if you guys want them, I'll send them along. And I should probably write down who wants what so I don't forget. Let me see what you guys are saying really quick. Yeah, I do. I do, Sean. I have so much. This isn't even. This is just the stuff that like I pulled aside. I'm like, I definitely don't need these, but I have two full containers of molds, and I'm gonna eventually have to go through them again in the future and decide what I don't want because I have a lot that I thought I would use more than I ended up doing. For whatever reason, and it's just I don't know if I can justify them taking up the space when I could put something more important there. Let's see. Yeah, Barb, I do have a lot of molds. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh yeah, Wanda, yeah. Once you get the high-speed internet, it's like you wonder how you ever lived without it. Yeah, the 1 year rule. That's pretty much what I'm doing now. Unless it's like a holiday thing where I only use it once a year, as long as I actually use it, then I keep it. If I don't, then I get rid of them. You like the bunnies, Gail? Yeah, I there are exceptions to the 1 year rule. Like if I have something that has sentimental value, things like that I'll keep. But like stuff like molds, I mean, I have so much. And if it's something super unique, I'll hang on to it and see if I can find a use for it. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm surprised by what I end up using, what I don't. And things that I like aren't necessarily things that other people like. So I might make a soap and think, oh, this is the cutest, best soap, and nobody else likes it. So it's kind of pointless for me to make a ton of it. I'm just going to scroll up really quick and see what you guys are saying. Let's see here real quick. Oh yeah, you're talking about the castle. Okay, so you have way too many hobbies. I do too. I have so much. But it's fun, right? Like, how do you not have hobbies? You'd get bored. Okay, so Stacy said she wants the hearts, so I'll pull that out for her, and you can make maybe you can make Zooey some cat treats with the hearts. Okay, and I'll send the Halloween ones to Wanda. I think she'd have fun with those. I forgot I had them in there. But that's what happens, because sometimes when you're at the store and you see something and you're like, I can use this for my soap, but since you don't have like your soap mold there to kind of compare the size or whatever, you end up getting stuff that's just too big or too small. And but you don't want to leave it there because a lot of times I find these things on clearance. They're 50 cents, and I'm like, well, even if I can't use it for 50 cents, I can find somebody who will want it. So that's how I that's how I end up with more stuff that I can use. That's what I get, I guess. But I have ended up with some really good things that I've used a lot, like those little cookie cutters and the um, jars and things and the molds that I do have that I do use. And I'm looking forward to making some of the summer soaps because I've got a lot of like summertime molds that I haven't been able to use yet. That now I think I have a way to use them. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So what was I going to do? I feel like there was something else, but I can't remember now. Oh, I remember. Okay. Does so let's see. You have a couple kids in your family that live Minecraft. Yeah. Yeah, this would be good. And also like the little Zelda, like if you play the Zelda games, the little life hearts look kind of like this too. So people who play video games in general typically understand what this is. But yeah, they're really cute. I saw those and was like, "Oh, I could totally use them." But then like I said, it's too big for the embeds on top and I can't make enough of them in one go to make them as an embed on the inside. And so it would take me a week just to make the embeds for the inside of the soap, and it's just like, I don't know if that's worth it. So, um, Zelda's your niece's hero. There you go, perfect. So you got Minecraft and Zelda all taken care of in one mold set. This would be really cute for chocolates. In fact, this is a Milton, or not Milton, sorry, Wilton. This is a Wilton mold, so it is intended for like candy chocolates. You could press fondant in there probably. I'm trying to think what else you could do with it. There's a lot of cool stuff. Whoopsie, hitting the button by accident. Also, as far as you guys are saying, to have the links posted, we need to have a moderator, and I know you guys are correct because I do remember that from before, and I just haven't set up anybody as a moderator. Would you want to be a moderator, Stacy? I don't want to just randomly make people moderators without asking them first. And also, if there's anybody else that is here regularly who would want to be a moderator, let me know. I'd be happy to promote a couple of people. I don't know if it's a promotion or what it would be called, but yes. Okay, Stacy, thank you. Awesome. Okay, so is there anybody else that wants to try their hand at moderating? Let's see how I can do. There, add moderator. Yay! Congratulations, Stacy. You're a moderator. So now you can post links if you'd like. So anybody, even if you can't post a link of your channel, put the name of your channel, your social media, or whatever in the chat. Yay, the little blue wrench. Perfect. It's so funny to call that a moderator and have like a little wrench there. I feel like that's more like repairs. But what would you put for a moderator? Not really sure what other tool would make sense. All right, Stacy. Yay. Sorry there's not like an award ceremony or anything. Yeah, that's what it's for. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Stacy. There's Wanda's channel. There's the link so you guys can join it. You will be able to post the comments after the live is over. Yes. Also, my videos typically I leave the chat replay on. I don't know if that lets you post, like if that lets everybody post in the comments in the chat, but you can still post comments below the video. It should always let you post comments. Don't forget to put your Instagram in there, Stacy. Oh yeah, Shauna's channel. Definitely put hers in there. Shauna's got a lot of really cool soaps. She does a lot of stuff with embeds, and um, she tries a lot of different things too. I tend to get caught up in like accidentally making the same type of stuff frequently, just because I'm like, oh, let's make this and make that. But then I really need to like look over some of the like soap challenges and stuff from the past to get some ideas of different things to make. But she does a lot of stuff like clays and um, just other like additives. She did one recently with apricot seeds. Too scared, Barb? Don't be scared. I'm scared too every day. You can still make a channel even if you're scared. You have to get your Instagram on your computer first. Shauna says she just makes stuff. I think we all just make stuff though. That's the too many rules. Oh. Well, I guess it depends on what your channel is about. But typically, like I haven't run into any problems except when I used to do the pre-edited videos. They would always, every single time, they copyright claim my music 100% of the time, even though I own the license to the videos, I mean to the music. So I'd have to message them and send them the copy of my license, and then they'd take the copyright strike down. I'm like, guys, I wish there was a way to like preemptively send it in. You would get banned for saying bad words. You don't really get banned for it. All they do is uh like if you get sponsors or certain sponsors that don't want you like cursing like a sailor. And I think certain like ads won't play. I don't know, but I mean, I've seen some channels where I'm just like, how do these guys make it in life? Because, like, how can anybody understand them? Because it's like all curse words, but they still have videos, so not ready to put yourself out there. I get that. It can be hard. It can be, there's a lot of intimidating things to consider, but don't show your face. If you don't, then it's so much easier to just do it. Um, so that's one way to kind of ease yourself in if you're actually considering doing videos. I can't show my face because all my work surface is down here. So if you guys saw me, you wouldn't be able to see my soap. It's because of the setup I have. I don't have the right like cameras and all that to make this work. So um, you have a face for radio, but do you have the voice for radio? Because if you do, then people will listen to your channel just to hear you talk. I have a feeling you're being too hard on yourself, though. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me show you the pet shampoo. Since we were talking about the dog body wash or whatever. Um, let's see. It is here. Okay. So this is it. It's been I made this maybe a year ago, and it's been wrapped. It's like a charcoal bar. Here is the just smelling it to make sure. Yeah, this is the right one. It's dusty. Anyways, it's got here's the end piece. I've been just leaving this set out, and this is rock hard. Nicely cured bar soap. Anyway, I got the charcoal in there. Somebody had asked me to make some soap that was safe for dogs. That would be really good to get them clean. I guess they had some customers that were like had country dogs, so the dogs get like really dirty, and you need to clean them sometimes. And she wanted, something that would get them clean. And this does a really good job. It's got different essential oils in it, things that are safe for dogs. And I think I did one with and one without oatmeal. But you can put oatmeal in them, and it smells really good. This one, coincidentally, is also safe for cats, and I have used it for that. So you don't want to get tied down to having to make content. People are very cruel, Barb. It is very true. I mean, no matter who you are, there's going to be somebody that doesn't like you. It doesn't matter how amazing you are. It doesn't matter anything. There's going to be somebody out there that's just going to have something nasty to say. And I just ignore those people now because I'm not going to let their nasty comments run my life anymore. So, but it is hard to see them, when you get well, even when I get a nasty comment, like, it's like, oh, that kind of stings. And then I'm just like, oh, I'll just delete it and move on because I mean, what am I going to do? I can't control what other people do. And I don't have to sit and look at their abuse either. So, but it is hard to get to that point because yeah, it does, I think everybody, if they get a negative comment, depending on what's being said, I think most people do kind of, it's hurtful. And so that is kind of hard. And even now, if I see one, it's still, I don't know, it can make you like second guess yourself. But it's like, no, like I have one bad comment and like 20 good ones or 100 good ones or however many good ones. It's like, people typically will say something bad before they'll say something good. Like if you've ever seen, for example, if you ever read like reviews on a product, right? They order something off, online, or they go to the store and they buy something, and if they hate it, they're going to leave a review probably. If they like the item, there's a small chance they'll leave a review, but most people don't because it's like they're not going to complain because they're happy with the item. So for somebody to come out and say something mean, I find that doesn't take much effort. So if you're seeing like a few, this is true pretty much anywhere in life, I think. If you have people saying nice things to you and they're not, and I don't mean like manipulative people or, people trying to get on your good side, just like genuinely like positive things. If they're saying something positive about you that's genuine, it's, there's probably a lot more people that feel the same way. They just don't say anything because for whatever reason, um, people typically would prefer to say something negative than something positive. And that's just, I don't know, but it's just how it is. Why don't they just turn it off? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's easier to just turn, like, if you don't like it, yeah, just turn it off. I don't understand why something mean has to be said unless the person's doing something really bad. like they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, I could understand saying, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. But I mean, if you just don't like it because you don't like it, just move on. That's what I do. If I don't like something, I just stop watching it because it's somebody else is enjoying it. Doesn't mean I have to rain on their parade. Let me see what you guys are saying up here. People hide behind the keyboards. Yeah, it's easy to be anonymous on the internet. That's very true, Stacey. It's easy to be anonymous on the internet, and people can just say what they want and get away with it, or at least that's how they see it. Unhappy people want everyone else to be unhappy too. Yeah, I've seen that before for sure. Which is why you love Wanda and Laura. You try to give positive feedback as much as possible. I try. Sometimes I worry that people are going to think I'm being weird by being nice, but it's just like, I guess if they think I'm weird because of that, it could be a lot worse. Rule of thumb is if you like it, you would tell someone. If you don't, they will tell 10. Right, yeah. Right, Gail. Yeah, they will. Exactly. They say that like it takes like 10 good comments to make up for one bad one because of how we feel about them, but typically people would rather say like leave a negative review or a negative comment or whatever than a positive one for some reason. I don't know why. So I figure for every good comment I get, there's probably at least a few other people out there who have the same positive thoughts or feelings or whatever, and I just have to kind of understand that not everybody's going to come out and say something. So when I get a negative comment, I try my best to just not let it affect me and just kind of move on. And I'll delete the comment just because, I mean, unless it's constructive criticism, like if they're genuinely trying to like be helpful or whatever. But if they're just being mean, then you can kind of tell the difference. Like if they're bullying you or whatever, then I just delete it because nobody else needs to see that because other people are going to see that and that's going to make them feel bad. I don't want them to look at a negative comment and feel bad. Misery loves company. Yeah, Patty, it does. And the negative posts do get more attention, Barb. Yeah, that's true. A lot of times people just they want in on the drama or whatever. Not in this group. Yeah, I try to keep the whole group, like I try to keep what I can contribute to the group. I try to make it positive because there's enough negativity out there. They don't need me adding to it. You had a server at a restaurant that did an above average job, so he told her how great it was, and she responded saying she very much needed to hear that because she had just had a horribly rude customer. Right, Stacy? Exactly. And I think servers in general typically get just treated poorly because they can. People there are people out there who kind of, I don't know, they don't really, maybe they just don't understand how their words and actions come off to other people, or maybe they don't care or whatever. I've seen some people be really mean to servers, and I'm just like, what are you accomplishing? And honestly, honestly, why would you be mean to somebody who's handling your food? You don't know what's don't not that I am condoning messing with people's food, but just like you don't know that person. Why would you do something? Like if you don't like something, then you know at least be nice about it. If you, I'm not saying don't bring up an issue, but be polite and considerate of the because it's another human being. They're not robots. What do you guys say here? Zooey on the last comment. So he wants to say hi. Hi, Zooey. He's probably wondering why he's not being fed treats right now. I gotta go stick this in the oven. So, oh, if you guys have any suggestions for Thursday soap, definitely leave me some comments. And some suggestions. I want a couple of ideas. I wanted to make. I realized that we hadn't made a men's soap in a while, and I wanted to make something. And this smelled really good, so I've been hanging on to it for a while. And I've got some other soaps. Let me know what you guys think about this. I have some soaps, I mean, some fragrances that smell really, really good, but they tend to turn the soap brown. And I can do things to, like, prevent that from happening, but the soap eventually will still kind of start to darken no matter what I do over time. It just kind of pushes off It's the vanilla that's in the fragrance. But I have some like snickerdoodle that smell really good. I've got like raspberry vanilla. I've got a couple others. If you guys don't care about the color of the soap, like if it comes out dark or something, let me know how you feel about that because I have some really fun fragrances I've been like meaning to try, but then I end up not doing it because I know the soap will just turn brown and I don't want to fight it. Sometimes I do it anyway. I use like there's things you can use like stabilizers and stuff to make the soap not turn brown, or at least it kind of puts it off for several months. And yeah, so just let me know what you guys think if you want the fragrance and you don't care. Autumn's is brown. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Gingerbread Man from the Snickerdoodle. That would be cute. Raspberry vanilla. I love anything with vanilla. I have a lot of vanilla fragrances. Too many. I need to stop buying them. Oh, Gail hasn't seen the cut soap. Okay, let me grab my gloves. Did Gail get here after the soap was cut? Let me move the soap out of the way so I don't bump it. Yeah, she did. Okay, okay, let me grab. Okay, so I'll move this out of the way. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, so we put squirrels. This was Barb's idea. Squirrels or acorns, and I did both. So you missed the cutting too, Shauna. Okay, so the inside, I put a little squirrel on the inside and the acorns on top. So this is what it looks like on the inside. So got a little squirrel up here, sitting up in the tree, and he goes all the way through. So he's on both sides, and then here's the acorn on top with some fall-colored leaves. And I apologize for this camera; it doesn't focus well up close. Um, until I can switch to my, I need to switch to my other camera, but the other camera is my phone, and to live stream from my phone, I have to have 1,000 subscribers. So when I get to that point, that's what I'm gonna do. This is cute. Yeah, thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Barb. Yeah, I'm glad they turned out. I know they smell so good. They're apple scented, so it's a really fresh and juicy, like crisp autumn day type scent. It's perfect. And oh, let me show you guys something else. I made this for a soap collab a long time ago, and I'm just interested to see if you guys would want to see more soaps like this. They're kind of hard to ship because of all the 3D elements, but if I kind of toned that down, maybe didn't make them stand straight up, this might be something I could make. It's a blend of like different things. Well, first of all, it's 100% soap. The whole thing is soap. Even the crystals on top are made out of soap. And then the moons, it's got like moons stuck in there. Where am I going? Here we go. It's got moons, and then some glitters and things. And then the side looks like this, and it's different as it goes around. This is the back. It's supposed to be like a galaxy kind of thing. Um, and then I was looking for my whatchamacallit, flashlight. I don't think I have it out. I think I put it away, unfortunately. Well, let's see if it'll work anyway. No, it's not. Let me try some. Anyways, it glows in the dark. Let me hold it up to the light for a minute and see if that does it. I have a black light that I normally shine on these, but I think I put it away. Let's see if this works now. Okay, yeah, you can kind of see the moons. See how the moons are glowing? It's kind of faint because I didn't have my bright light out here. But anyways, um, if you guys like stuff like these, this was made in one of these molds, so it's about this size. And then it just has things like, I don't know. So if you guys like these like sculpted type soaps, I think I scented this with moonflower. Yeah, that's gotta be what that is. Anyways, I can make some of those, but like I said, because of all the things that are stuck in it on the top, if they're too tall, they tend to break in shipping. But I could make them shorter or something. If you guys like fun stuff like that, I could definitely start making those. Blues are your jam. Yeah, I like blue a lot. You're watching me make that, Shauna. Didn't you make one too? Weren't you part of that collab? It was um, the gemstone collab, because that was supposed to be moonstone. You remember me making that, Cece? Like the crystals. Yeah, the crystals were fun. I had to make them out of soap dough, and then I had to cut them so they'd have like the sharp edges, and then I had to roll them in like a shiny mica to make them look metallic or crystally or whatever. You would never use it. You would wash it until it was gone. Yeah, that's true. That's the other problem I have is I'm like, oh, how do I use the pretty soaps? So like Shauna's got some really cute soaps too with like the mice. Like she had one with the mouse on it, and I still have it because it's cute. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to use up the mouse, so I use up all the other ones. The trick I learned is to buy like the bars of soap from her that you like, and then buy a bunch of samples so you can use the samples. See, and then it puts off having to use the pretty soaps. And she has, you still have the samples, right, Shauna, in your shop? Because that's a good way to go. If you watch what she has a lot of really cool soaps, like the gummy bears one, where she made like 3D gummy bears and stuck them on her soap. So if you like the soap but you don't want to use it up, buy that and then get a box of her samples, and then you could use her soap, but then not use up the pretty one that you bought. Yes, plenty of samples. Awesome. Yeah, right next to your lighthouse soap that you don't use because it's your special soap. I know. I can always make more. I always say that. I know it's hard though because I'm like a total hypocrite. It's like just use the soap. I'll make more. And then meanwhile, I've got this little shelf covered in soap that I'll never use because it's pretty. And I know that they'll make more, but I like this one. And she has. I'm sure Shauna won't mind me sharing since she like puts it on the channel all the time anyway. His little Scotty dog, and so she makes little Scotty soaps. It's Boris, right? The little puppy. Okay. So she made this cool Scotty. Look, it's got like a ball and everything. Like how cute is that? And it's got like a flower, like yellow flowers on the top, like sunshine. So cute. How are you supposed to use that? Yeah, it's Boris. Yep. If you ever get a girl dog, you have to name it Natasha. I'm sure everybody tells you that though. Rwanda said she used my soap in resin and it cured and looked great. Oh, I need to go see her. Stacy, I don't know why, but YouTube does not recommend the people I'm subscribed to. They recommend all this random stuff, and then I see things that I'm subscribed to once in a while. I have to like when I want to see her stuff, I have to like go to her channel and find it every single time. It's so frustrating. I want to go back and look though, and because I try to catch up. She posts pretty often. Wanda does so. Sometimes I get behind watching her stuff because it doesn't get recommended, and then I'm like, oh, I haven't seen Wanda in a while. And then I have to go and watch all the videos. So I'll go back and check it because I do want to see how that soap, the soap and resin turned out. You only made soap 3 times. It's addicting, Gail. If you get into it, like if you buy all the pretty colors and all the soap scents and everything, then it's like, oh, you can't stop. Yeah, you heard that a few times, Shauna, I bet. Boris is a cute name, though. So yeah, she has a lot of really cute soaps and lots of fun stuff over there. So definitely check her stuff out. Her stuff is a little bit different than mine. I think she has more patience because like that little Scottish soap that I showed you, it's got like charcoal. It's like dusted with charcoal. So she even like dusts her embeds to make sure they stand out in the soap and all this. And I'm like, I would forget a step somewhere and mess it up. I did try that once, the same idea of dusting the outside of the embeds, and it does look really nice. So it's a good method. I just tend to forget to do it. Every step that I have to do that where I have to remember something is a step where I could potentially screw something up. One is going to show them again. I let her know it was a little blurry because she showed it on her live. Oh yeah. Well, when she gets her internet, her new internet speed, that'll solve that. Yeah, Patty, I do that. Like I have so many. Like for some reason, it was recommending like all these weird like Reddit channels, and I would click on them and be like, and click the don't show this to me, don't show this to me, don't show this to me. Like every day there'd be like 3 or 4 new ones, and it's taking up my feed. It's like I'm never gonna watch these. Why are they recommending this to me? Um, Another one they like to recommend to me is like really weird like true crime stuff, but it's like the gory scary like the intention is to make you feel scared, and I'm like I don't want to feel scared. So it's like I spend so much time clicking not interested, not interested, not interested. it doesn't. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's because I make content. They assume I don't know what I want to watch. I have no idea, but I'm not going to complain really because it's like free. I can like go on YouTube and watch stuff for free. So I just have to be more diligent about looking up the people that I want to see and like watching their stuff. Yeah, Stacy, the internet will help so much on the lives, so much. Because without it, like you have to have good upload and download speed for that to work. That's weird, Stacy. There are some channels I'll watch occasionally, but I'm not subscribed to them. Like if their thing pops up, I might watch it like a video, but I'm not like subscribed to them. And those will pop up sometimes more often than people I'm subscribed to, which is bizarre. Yeah, yeah. You hear the kitty Gail? Yeah, they're not. The kitties are not allowed in here when I'm making soap because getting cat hair and soap is generally a bad idea. But mostly it's because the cats can hurt themselves. They can get in the lye. So they want to be in here and they don't understand. It's too bad, kitty cat. You have to wait. Oh wow, Stacy. Yeah, you are here pretty much. Like I always see you in the lives, unless you say you're not going to be here for some reason, like you're out of town. I really do appreciate that too. But it's good that we're popping up and like I mean I don't know. I just think it's weird that like there are some channels I turn the bell on and it'll show up in my alerts, but they never show up in my feed. I don't know. But then if I put everybody with the alerts, then I'll just have like 300 alerts every day, and then I'll get overwhelmed with that. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a really a good solution, but I just have to remember to like go look up people's channels. And if you ever make a channel, Stacy, let me know so I can go subscribe. Your bunny doesn't make much noise. Yep, bunnies are typically a little bit quieter than cats. Oh no, your cat stole your onion rings. He's got good taste. You'll miss next Monday for a work thing. Yeah, that's fine. Work is very important. Be here Thursday. Also, you have a timer on your phone to remind you. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you. I have a timer on my phone to remind me to go live. Otherwise, I'd look at the clock and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's 9 o'clock." I do not need. I have so many stinking timers and reminders on my phone for things that I shouldn't need them for. But sometimes it's the only way to stay, to stay organized. There we go. Have a little tiny blob of soap here. I saw there was still some in here. What I do with these little blobs sometimes, I'll set them aside, and then when the soap cures, I'll try washing with it. I'll use it as like a tester rather than wasting the samples. You know. Plus, it looks like a little blob of whipped cream, and you can wash your hands with it. You can't wait to go back to work. Oh yeah, I bet. Are you healing up okay? The cat chases the vacuum cleaner. Oh my gosh, that's a brave cat. I've had to train mine to not be afraid of it. Now the cat will just sit and watch it with like indifference, but I haven't had any try to chase it. It's a brave kitty cat. You go back to the doctors on the 19th. Wow, Patty. Well, I hope you are healing really good. I hope the doctors take good care of you because that sounds really uncomfortable. I have to like that. There's a couple of things that I think would be too painful that I don't even want to imagine, and that's one of them. You're very strong for being able to even be here. I feel like maybe I'm just like in my head it's like worse than it really is, but like I imagine that I would be miserable for so long, like too miserable to focus on anything. But these cats act like they never eat, but they are overfed. Yep, cats are that way. If they make a hobby out of eating, they really do. Oh, happy early birthday, Stacy. Alrighty, guys, I gotta clean this up so the cat can be in here. Otherwise, I'll never hear the end of it, literally. But says if you've got a tumbler, what would you? What would I have on it? Oh, Stacy. Oh, I'd have to think about that. That's a good question. Probably. Well, probably glitter. Probably blue. I don't know. I'd have to think. I would have to think. Well, of course, glitter. That's the most important part. I've seen some really like the drizzly designs. There's one that you did where it was like a bunch of different colors. That looked really cool. Typically, I like either colors or designs or glitters or something like that instead of like a picture, like um instead of something specific, so that way you just look at it and it's just like neat looking, but it's not like one specific thing, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. But anyways, have a good night, Shauna. Thank you for coming. Anyways, have a great night, you guys. I should let you go. I have to go put all the stuff in the oven. But it was great having you guys here. Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll be back on Thursday at about 8, and we will think of something to make for that live. So can't wait to see you guys again. You have a great evening, and thank you guys all for being here. Have a great rest of your week.